The world champion Gary Anderson is on stage as he looks to open his account at the Happy Bet European Darts Match Play against Mike Langendorf. We've got one German in the third round, that's Max Hopp. Can Langendorf, the naturalised German, he did represent Austria at the World Cup of Darts, but based himself over here and is now classed as a German. Can he make the most of the fact that there were 5 host nation qualifying places up for grabs? He grabbed one of them, the last one, and finds himself in the second round taking on the World and Premier League champion. Now, this would be a shock if Langendorf were to pull it off, but it is not beyond the realms. James Wade, Peter Wright, Adrian Lewis, just some of the big names to make it through their second round encounters, but not without a couple of scares, it has to be said. Can Gary Anderson have a stress-free evening here in Hamburg? We will find out over the course of potentially the next 11 legs. I'm Dan Dawson, Rod Harrington alongside me for this one.
First leg, Gary to throw first.
Gary plays
game on
mediocre like he did against AD on Thursday night, then Langendorf's got a chance. But if Anderson starts to find it, we know how well he can play. That's why he's the double world champion and current Premier League champion. And I know on Thursday night all my fellow colleagues at Sky will go for Michael van Gerwen, and I'm going to go against the grain and say Gary Anderson
45
double.
Wow,
you heard it here.
There you go, Rod Harrington. Mystic Rod. Pay attention to this mug. It has been said before.
95.
I was the only one who tipped him to win that first World Championship.
You were, and you tipped him right from the start. I remember.
See, I do get it right now and again.
Yeah. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Harrington is correct.
78.
Slightly more than that. Winner of this one goes through to round 3 to face James Wade as Anderson misses out on the first maximum.
125.
Yeah, Wade coming through against Johnny Clayton, but I tell you what, 3 darts for 4-2 for Clayton, and that might well have been a different story. He played phenomenally for 6 legs of that match.
He did. He did play well, but
34.
as I mentioned it when I was commentating with Rob, when you get those chances, you've got to take them because they don't come again. And Wade, you've got to say it was
57.
a machine-like performance. He just the same thing, and he doesn't get flustered or anything, does he, Wade? He just does the job.
Yeah. And when you need a 12 darter, James Wade will just pull one out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Doesn't do it leg after leg after leg, but he does it on a regular basis as Anderson now looks at bullseye.
99. Mike, you require 160.
Just a quick glance at Langendorf's score there. And he is poised, but it's going to have to be 2 treble 20s and a double top.
Oh, and that looks good to find another one from there. That's a perfect marker. Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that because that is a perfect marker.
140. Gary, you require 25.
1 for double 12 will be the route for the world champion. Now for double 6. Oh.
Well, now
19.
then.
Mike, you require 20.
He doesn't miss double 12 very often. He doesn't miss his last start at doubles very often. Mike Langendorf, double 5 for a break of throw.
A shot in the first leg.
And Langendorf goes into the lead.
Second leg, Mike, to throw first. Game on.
Langendorf finding himself in the second round of a European Tour event. With a 180 in the second leg. Yeah, this is the 4th time he's made the second round of a Euro Tour
140.
event. This is his 9th appearance on the European Tour. That's not a bad conversion rate for a guy coming through the host nation qualifier. Sometimes the European qualifiers, as he did for this tournament in Austria last year.
60.
But he's never been further than this stage. Could he find his way
100
into the final day of action by knocking out the world champion? Well, you don't start much better than breaking the throw in the opening leg and kicking off 180 in the next leg.
Yes, but he hasn't hit the treble since.
60.
And that opens the door for Anderson now. He may get 9 darts from this 2-6-1.
60.
Little blow on the fingers for Mike Langendorf. It is very hot in here. Partially down to the fact we've got about 300 Germans dancing around to Kolo Yaya.
100.
I'm gradually getting fed up with that song.
I've said it before, it's the greatest threat to the
65.
growth of the game.
Right, you require 100.
Kolo Yaya chant. Wearing themselves out. Look at that for a dart. Now then, Langendorf. For 101 checkout.
87. You require 136.
But there's no guarantee. Well, he's not going to come back to the board. Sorry, he is going to come back to the board. Gary Anderson is not going to take out the 136. 7-7 for a 2-0 lead, and this would be an upturn for the books. Oh, misses inside. Frustration from Langendorf, and 18 for Anderson.
We talk about chances and having to take them. Johnny Clayton, 3 darts to go 4-2 up.
Game on.
Langendorf, 2 darts and 4 darts to go 2-0 up.
140.
Anderson has won 1 tournament this year already. It was one of the UK Open qualifiers at the start of the year. He's made a couple of semi-finals and a quarter-final as well. That quarter-final in Munich on the Euro Tour.
100.
It has not been the dominating start to the year that we saw from him in 2014. That was a year where he won 9 titles. Langendorf's in there again.
140.
Yeah, he won 9 titles, ultimately culminating in his first World Championship. And then the next year, he wasn't winning all these floor events. And so he didn't come into, people were questioning whether he really was one of the guys to look out for at the World Championship. And he just blew everybody away. Never really looked in any trouble at the World Championship. He was obviously a 7-5 winner in the final against Adrian Lewis. And had he not taken out a 170 late on, then he might have had a spot of bother. But ultimately looked comfortable, and now 130, double 5 for 2-1, and Gary Anderson, 12 darter, and the world champion is up and running.
Yeah, it kind of looked as if Gary Anderson went, hang on a minute, I'm not going to have a scare again, let's get this motor going, and nice little
100.
He is one of those players you feel just needs to kick up the backside to actually produce his best stuff. When his back's against the wall, he usually finds his best stuff.
A bit like him and Lewis are in the same sort of category, aren't they? They've got this immense talent, scoring talent, but sometimes, and I think with Gary more than AD, sometimes if it doesn't turn up, he just goes, oh well, I'll see you tomorrow.
43.
Which is a great attitude to have.
It is. Very few times you see Gary Anderson angry or annoyed about losing a game of darts. I remember
140.
When he lost to Barry Lynn, of all people, at the UK Open earlier this year. Big party here in Hamburg. Why not? World champion on stage. Yeah, he lost to Barry Lynn, and all he did afterwards was just say, yeah, I didn't practice, I wasn't very good there. Now, other people, being the world number 2 and losing to an amateur qualifier, 60. Would be fuming. You wouldn't be able to hold a conversation with him just for the torrent of swear words they directed at you.
Well, Barry Lynn is still living on that.
133.
Oh, Barry Lynn, I'd be dining out on that for the rest of time.
Well, he's had the 12 darter Gary in the previous leg and not really followed it up. So Langendorf will not take the 170 out. He's not worried about that. He's hit the all-important treble, though.
83.
That's not helped.
Yeah, went for the bullseye to leave double top. He's hit the 3.
99.
And Gary has left himself 99, which, even when you're a world champion,
you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Should have been back down to leave the round 100. 99, the only check out under 100 that you can't go out in 2 darts, but he's not going to come back.
The flag Gary to throw first. Game on.
Well. Mike Langendorf hits back with 100. A bullseye check out of 87. Maybe Gary Anderson is in danger of becoming dragged into a battle.
The thing about it, Dan, is the outside of the top pros, they don't very often put a run of 6 legs
140.
together at great, you know, like in between 12 and 15. They'll have 2 or 3, maybe 4, but then they have dips. But that's when the Andersons, the Lewis, the Taylors, the Van Goghs, that's where they feature on this stage.
And even if they do put 6 legs together, the chances are Anderson and the other top guys can stick with them, win a couple of them anyway on their own throw, or maybe throwing a very good strong break of throw.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, I've thrown 6 great legs here and I'm not 6-0 up.
That's exactly right.
100.
And then a couple of dodgy legs come and you find yourself, oh, hang on, I'm suddenly 4-3 down here. What's going on?
40.
Well, that's not a good visit from Gary. So Langendorf here, anything ton plus puts a little bit of pressure on.
Huh.
94. There you go, 126.
Fair enough.
Well, that will do.
Needed the treble for a dart at the bullseye, doesn't
58.
get it. So Langendorf has
You're
taken out 87
107.
in the last leg. 1 treble will get him a dart at a double here.
And it would be for a break of throw.
Okay, still can happen. Treble 20 for tops. Not to be.
Well, Gary may only get 1
Gary
dart at a double.
68.
He needs to hit the treble 20. Now down for 8. Double top.
48. Mike, you required 20.
Wow, he hit this. Took it out in double 5 in the opening leg. And he takes it out in double 10 there. And Mike Langendorf has won the last couple of legs to go into the lead again.
6th leg, Mike, to throw first.
Gary Anderson,
Game on.
this is not how he would have planned out his evening.
Well, certainly not. Now Gary's got to find a 12 darter. Langendorf's just got to stay focused, and he is experienced enough to hold on to it. He won't get too excited. And what he's got to do, he's got to make sure that Anderson, if he's going to win legs, he's got to win them exceptionally. You know, with the throw, don't throw any more than 15 darts. If Anderson's going to win it, make it be a 12 dart leg.
99.
Not finding the trouble with that first dart very
100.
regular.
An early exit this
50.
weekend for Gary Anderson, bearing in mind it was a substandard performance against Adrian Lewis the other night in the Premier League.
99.
I mean, it's not ideal preparation for the Premier League. I know we've said it many times that Gary is a guy who can shrug off defeats and doesn't let it get to him, but I mean, it's just not ideal.
100.
No, I totally agree. It could dent your confidence, or will dent his confidence.
44. Mike required 160.
And again, you know, Gary's in that setup area has not done anything to put the pressure on. Oh,
100.
that is a superb last start.
158.
Oh, Mike Langendorf is going to get 2 darts here for a 4-2
58.
lead against the
Mike
world
requires
champion.
60.
And I'm not sure even the most ardent German darts fan thought this was going to happen. Is it going to happen?
20.
Oh, he seemed to rush it.
There you require 100.
Can Anderson dig himself out of this hole? He
He's
can, and
on
it's a
the
very
6th
classy
leg.
checkout there in what was a rather ploddy
Gary
leg.
to throw first.
It's ironic,
Game on.
the previous game between Wade and Clayton. Leg number 6, Clayton had 6 darts to go 4-2 up, he's missed it. Langendorf,
72.
2 darts at double top to go 4-2 up, he's missed it. Are we going to see the same sort of ending to this game as we did in the previous one?
140.
It's a good response from Langendorf, bearing in mind what's just happened. But Gary Anderson fires in a first 180. And they're a bit all over the place.
41.
Yeah, a long way off the treble 20 with those 3 darts, and Anderson's back in there again and looking to fill it up again, and that's slightly unfortunate.
140.
Much better leg from Anderson. 1-0 down, 2-1 up, 3-2 down. Could be about to go 4-3 up as this lead has flip-flopped back and forth.
$39.
Well, that's still an outside chance, but he needs a 140 a ton. It's good enough, but another treble really puts him...
That is brutal.
That is
70.
That's
even 20 points makes a big difference there. Well, not if Gary Anderson goes out 70, but it would have put more pressure on it at least.
Game shot and the 7th flag. Gary Anderson.
That was unfortunate
Mike to throw first.
Mike Langendorf.
Game on.
Now he finds himself up against the ropes. He's got to hold on to his throat.
140.
Well, he snatched the darts out of the board there, didn't he?
134.
You just feel that Anderson's now just getting into his rhythm.
100.
Well, Langendorf is not going away. He's battling gamely. There's not much in the averages, although Gary Anderson
140
is finding the treble with a bit more regularity. Certainly that first 9 average. There's a big discrepancy between the two.
140.
When Anderson gets into this kind of rhythm, he is very difficult to stop. This might put the brakes on the world champion. Bullseye's hit it once.
96.
That was close.
Require 87.
That was close, but this would hurt. Now 20. Now Anderson wants the bullseye, and bullseye it is.
Flag. Gary Anderson.
It's such a cruel game of darts, Daniel.
Throw first.
And the last two, we can't class them as amateurs because they're really on the road to being good professionals. But Johnny Clayton found it against Wade.
92.
And now Mike Langendorf has just found it against Gary Anderson.
Yeah, well, 2 darts for a 4-2 lead. He had one on the ball there. And
80.
I mean, it's at least 80, but it might be 120 points on the floor in the last couple of legs as well. When it's not going
60.
for you, it is not going for you.
Some realists say that perhaps you should be able to chuck that dart again.
100.
We could be here all night in some cases. Harrington Della at the World Matchplay.
yeah, okay, fair comment. You don't want to watch me for another
171.
27 darts on the floor in the course of the match, however many it was. It was a lot.
32.
32.
In 18 legs. That must be a record.
Throwing him wrong, Rod. Throwing him wrong.
40.
Yeah. According to our CEO at the time, he said I weren't throwing him hard enough.
92.
92 for Gary Anderson, gets him down to 86, and he took out 87 on the bullseye in the last leg. He may not need to use the bullseye this time, he could just set it up, but either way,
100.
Gary Anderson
86.
is potentially 2 darts from victory here. Double 16.
54.
Not his favourite area of the board, but he will come back with 3 clear darts at it, and Gary Anderson looks, after a bit of a scare, to be booking his place in the last 16 of the Happy Bet European Darts match play. James Wade awaits, and what a match that is.
43. Gary requires 32.
Anderson for 6-3. Good marker. Oh, bit of a blocker.
Low score. Gary requires 138.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't move a couple of feet to the right there. This is a tough one. Well, it's a Keith Della. Took it out in 1983 to beat Eric Bristow. Ken Langendorf. Close, but not close enough.
90. Gary requires 32.
So once again, double 16 for Anderson. He misses outside again, and there was a little Scottish mutter under the breath there. And
wow.
16.
8 match darts by my count. Another leg where Langendorf has had a chance. But he will get no more chances as Gary Anderson closes it out. A 6-3 victory, but one that, well, he was made to work there, Gary Anderson. He survived 2 darts for a 4-2 deficit, and Langendorf exits the European darts match play. Anderson will take on Wade tomorrow afternoon, and the third round is taking shape, and it is looking pretty tasty. In the final day of action, we've got one more spot up for grabs. Now we expect that the world #1 Michael van Gerwen will continue his run of victories on the European Tour. 15 matches he's won in a row in 2016. Can he make it 16 against Remco van Eyden?
Affäre gezogen, der Gewinner aber heißt, und das ist keine Überraschung, Gary Anderson. Gary Anderson, what do you think about this match against completely nobody for you?
Hey, nobody's nobody. You know, they're up here for a reason because they can play the game of darts. You know, and especially in the home time, it puts a wee bit of pressure on them. So it's harder for the home nation than what it is for us boys.
Also sagt auf die Frage, was das für ein Gefühl ist, gegen so einen wirklich ihm unbekannten Spieler Nobody zu spielen, sagt er, nee, Nobody gibt es auf dem Level im Darts definitiv keine mehr. Und mit der Unterstützung des Heimpublikums hätte alles passieren können. Also großen Respekt von Gary Anderson für Mike Langendorf. Now, James Wade is waiting, and you played already 38 times against him. No secrets anymore, I guess, huh?
No, we play games, you know. James goes out to win, so da. You know, but struggling a bit now with the darts. I've got a lot on my mind. Few idiots in the world, but I'm trying and I'm struggling.
All right. Thank you. Good luck for tomorrow. Letzte Frage ging Richtung seines nächsten Gegners, James Wade. Die beiden haben schon 38 Mal gegeneinander gespielt. 27:11 Siege für Gary Anderson, 11 Niederlagen. Hat er nur kassiert gegen James Wade und er sagt, ja, auch das wird wieder ein schweres Match. Er hat noch überhaupt keine Überlegung. Geheimnisse haben die beiden allerdings nicht mehr voreinander. Logischerweise, wer so oft gegeneinander gespielt hat. Wir kommen gleich zum letzten Match des Abends und das wird ein rein holländisches Duell. Remco van Eyden empfängt seinen Gegner und der ist kein geringerer als die Nummer 1 der Welt, Michael van Gerwen. Also nochmal ein richtiges Highlight, das Ganze gleich.